Football kicked off their last month of play with a win in College Station. I break down the now number 10 Auburn Tigers to give you my Fast Five. Good evening, I'm Sara. Thanks for joining me. Auburn is coming off a 42-27 win over a solid Texas A&M team. With Auburn facing the toughest part of their schedule in the next 3 weeks, I break down the good and bad from their win to show you what it means moving forward. So let's get started. Number 1, the special teams kicking unit. If you take out Daniel Carlson of the equation, the Auburn kicking unit had a disastrous day against the Aggies. Texas A&M blocked 3 kicks coming into the game, and the Tigers let them add 2 more to their tally. Here's what Coach Gus Malzahn had to say about that.
We got some things we got to correct. I mean, that's unacceptable. And yeah, they're good and all that, but that's unacceptable. And then, of course, our kickoff team, we got to do a better job. I mean, that's unacceptable too. So that's the 2 areas that we'll really focus on, this week.
With the Tigers facing Georgia and Alabama in the coming weeks, the kicking unit will need to prepare for the edge rushers. If things are not fixed, both these teams will exploit this weakness of Auburn's, and I could see a couple more blocked field goals happening in the coming weeks. Now a positive for number 2, the Auburn offensive line. Coming into this game, Auburn's line has allowed a whopping 22 sacks on the season. Keeping that in mind, the Aggies have one of the best pass rushes in the league, tallying 30 sacks on the season. The Auburn offensive line was able to hold and allowed 2 sacks in their win. On top of that, Auburn's Braden Smith was named SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week. This is a positive sign moving forward, considering the top 2 teams in the country will definitely try to pressure Stidham. If the line can continue to hold against top pass rushing defenses, the Tigers will continue to improve their odds of winning. Now to number 3, the walk-on punter. If you didn't know by now, Auburn has a new punter in freshman walk-on Aiden Marshall. Marshall was able to get his first start against Mississippi State and has continued to improve from there. In this week's win, his punting game played a key role. Marshall was also named co-SEC Freshman of the Week this week. Here is one of his best punts.
This punt is Marshall's longest of the year, going for 70 yards, although the boot would go for a touchback.
Having a punter who can pin teams back in their own half will be critical when facing the Bulldogs and the Crimson Tide. The further back the offensives have to start, the further they will have to go to score. Now a twist for number 4, Kerryon Johnson, the wide receiver. Kerryon has been by far and away the top offensive player all season for the Tigers. In the win on the road, he showed he can not only run the ball, but can catch the ball and be a passing threat as well. Here's how.
On this play, Stidham fakes the handoff, finds Johnson for the check down, but he has glue on his gloves and hauls in an Auburn touchdown.
Even Kerryon likes his new role.
Catch, but I just really haven't had many opportunities in the game, and so today was exciting for me. It's a lot easier to catch a pass than it is to run in between the tackles, so it's nice to get out there and get a little space to yourself.
With Kerryon as a multi-threat player, defenses will now have to cover him downfield, creating a mismatched situation. This will be important on 3rd down plays in order to convert. Finally, for number 5, seniors stepping up to make big plays. In critical games, it is always an underdog player who steps up to make game-changing plays. This week, it was Nick Ruffin for the Tigers. Ruffin was able to swing momentum of the game with this play.
On this play, Nick Ruffin finds the hole in between the tackles to get to the punter, swats the ball absolutely back into the Auburn end zone where the Tigers can recover.
I expect many more big plays from other seniors that you may not have heard about this season in the coming games. These players will play a key role in whether Auburn can upset the best teams in the country. Well, those are my Fast 5 for this week. To get my 5 takeaways and 5 keys to victory, visit our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, on Mondays and Fridays to catch my thoughts. Up next, we take a look on what's going on in the pros. Your national sports update after this.